So a while ago I showed you guys my 23andMe results. My parents have also done a DNA test for 23andMe and the results are in. Before I start with my parents' results, I'd like to give you guys an update on my own results because they have changed. Because my parents both did a DNA test, 23andMe did match my parents with me. So it said that my dad was actually my dad and that my mom was actually my mom. I didn't have any doubts about that, but still, it's good to know. So previously it said that I might have a bit of Native American, but they took that away first, which was a real shame. And then they took away my less than 0.1% Sardinian, which I thought was surprising. So yeah, they now say that I am still 50% Southeast Asian, 36.7% French and German, most likely from the Netherlands, 6.3% Scandinavian, 3.5% British and Irish, and 3.6% broadly Northwestern European. As I said before in another video, they did specify certain regions, but they weren't that specific. So when you look at French and German, they just say that it's most likely that you are Dutch, but that's it. So they don't tell you how Belgian I am, how French, how German, how Swiss. No, they just say, okay, you have French and German DNA, so you are most likely Dutch. Scandinavian, they didn't fill anything in, so they didn't say if I was Danish or Norwegian, Swedish, just Scandinavian. So they didn't specify that. Also British and Irish, they couldn't figure out if it was Irish or British. Sardinian they took away, and broadly Northwestern European, so they can't really pinpoint 3.6% of my DNA to a specific country. And East Asian and Native American, they didn't fill out any of that. So they're basically saying, yes, you are Southeast Asian, 50%, but we have no clue where you're from. So yeah, nothing is filled out. So that was a shame because I really thought that they would, specify it. Also, because my father did a DNA test, I now also know my paternal haplogroup, which is IM253. So my maternal haplogroup was actually quite rare, R22. Not a lot of people in Europe have that maternal haplogroup, but my paternal haplogroup is actually very common. Now moving on to my mother's results. So according to 23andMe, I am 50% Southeast Asian, but my mother isn't 100% Southeast Asian. She is actually 88% Southeast Asian, mainly coming from Thailand, and there is a small likelihood that she is from the Philippines, but that's not correct. And then she is almost 10%, 9.8% Chinese, and probably from mainland China, although they are not quite sure. And 0.3% broadly East Asian, so they can't pinpoint a specific country. Broadly East Asian and Native American, 1.9%, but she has 0% Native American. So that is probably broadly East Asian as well, and they can't pinpoint where. So yeah, those are my mother's results. I am not very surprised. This is actually what I was expecting, because 23andMe only goes back about 500 years. So yeah, there could be, Native American and other ethnicities in there. but 23andMe isn't able to really pinpoint them, only the past 500 years. So now on to my dad's results. He is actually 99.9% European and 0.1% unassigned, but that might be European as well. So they're basically saying, you know, pretty much 100% European. Then 36.9% French and German, most likely from the Netherlands. 17.7% Scandinavian, which is really high, especially compared to my results. And British and Irish also 17.7%, which is also really high. I didn't expect it to be that high, because I am actually 3.5% British and Irish, and my dad is 17.7%. Then 0.1% Balkan, which I didn't expect, 26.3% broadly Northwestern European, 0.9% broadly Southern European, and broadly European 0.3%. So here they're also saying that it's most likely for my dad to be from the Netherlands, to be Dutch, and maybe from Germany, but probably Dutch. Unfortunately, that's the only thing that they were able to pinpoint. Balkan I didn't expect, because I didn't have any Balkan, but he only has 0.1%. Also, my dad does have more Neanderthal ancestry than my mother, which I thought. So my dad actually has 287 Neanderthal variants, and as expected, my mother actually has less Neanderthal DNA. So my mother only has 210 Neanderthal variants, which is less than 95% of 23andMe customers, and I am smack bang in the middle. I have 262 Neanderthal variants. Now I've also uploaded my parents' DNA to WeGene for my dad, just because I was curious. I mean, I knew that his results wouldn't, you know, be accurate, but I still wanted to, you know what WeGene would say. And I mainly wanted to upload my mother's DNA to WeGene, because WeGene is specialized in Asian DNA, but I have found out that they're actually more specialized in Chinese DNA. So if you are South Asian or Southeast Asian, then the results might not be as accurate as you'd like. So I will actually create another video, which I will upload not long after I upload this one, with my parents' results from WeGene. I can't wait to share those results with you, because there were some surprises in there. And what I also found out is that 23andMe only goes back 500 years, but WeGene and some other websites go back a lot further. Now the accuracy goes down a bit, so it's less accurate because it's more than 500 years, but it's still worth it, I think. So if you'd like to see that video, then please subscribe, and if you've liked this video, then don't forget to hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, then please feel free to leave a comment in the section below.